Hey guys, today is Wednesday, so we are replenishing our food. If you want to see how I made all of these meals, stay tuned. We're just getting kind of low. We ate half of the Alfredo. I think I'm gonna rinse this off and feed most of the beef to the dogs because nobody's really eaten that. Half of the Indian chicken is gone. Meatballs are gone. We ate half of the enchilada plate. So I'm gonna make a charcuterie board, and believe it or not, I'm going to repurpose this failed recipe. I'm going to rinse it off, shred the chicken, and make a like an Asian dish. I'm going to cook these noodles, put some butter on it. I don't have any sesame seed oil, but that's okay because I have this amazing ginger dressing that I'm going to pour over the top after I saute up some mushrooms and bell pepper, zucchini, and onion. And then over all of that, we will, after tossing it in the ginger dressing, we'll probably just drizzle the yum yum sauce and this Japanese barbecue sauce. And I'm hoping I have some sesame seeds somewhere. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is actually some of the stuff I was gonna cook my spaghetti with, but I don't know. I just don't want spaghetti right now. This is what the chicken looks like after I rinsed it all off and shred it. I'm gonna add that in later. If one recipe doesn't work out, it is absolutely okay to repurpose that meat for something else. All right, so now we've added into the onions, the mushrooms, season it with black pepper, Himalayan salt. What else did we add in there? I did some crushed pepper and some more oil. I'm gonna stir that up. I want to do a quick shout out to Elijah Christie. They said something really sweet on one of my videos. I really appreciate positive comments. It encourages me to keep filming these. So I went ahead and put the bell pepper in and the zucchini. I'm gonna mix that up. And I think I'm gonna fry this in a little bit of butter with some seasoning just to make it taste a little bit better. All right, that is almost done. I'm gonna turn that off. I just put the noodles in with some oil and salt. Let those cook up. And then put some oil and a little bit of the barbecue sauce in here. Japanese barbecue sauce. It's like soy sauce, but with different flavors. Put it out of there and just mix this all up. Once the noodles are done, I'll plate it and then toss it with those sauces that we talked about earlier. While that other dish is cooking, I'm gonna put together like a little charcuterie board type of, snack tray. I'm always picking up different types of nuts, and this is really the only way people will sit down and eat them. These are always great if you have a party or a movie night. Put these in the middle of your coffee table. I usually do 2 types of cheese, but I only have 1 right now, which is totally fine. I found these mustard pretzels. I haven't had these in probably a decade. They're so yummy. They're sweet and salty. They're perfect. Now, because I'm doing apple, I'm just gonna put a little bit of lemon juice on top of it so they don't brown. I ended up finding some deli pepper jack cheese. Oh man, this looks good. I feel like sometimes we have to actually plate things for kids to eat them. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in there and heat it up and then put chips on the side and maybe some cucumbers. You could put this whole tray into the oven. But I'm actually just going to heat this up in the microwave, and then I could put it on broil if I melt some cheese on top. If you guys haven't figured it out by now, I wing most of my recipes. These noodles look done. I'm gonna strain them and add them to this, and then toss everything in the ginger dressing. There is a place called Noodle Express in my hometown, and this is what they do, and they add this ginger dressing, and that's where I got the idea for this. This is what makes the dish. So if you don't do anything else, get this or something similar to it. This is so good. Oh my gosh. I wish you guys could taste it. Mostly for looks, I put the yum yum sauce on and a little bit more of the Japanese barbecue sauce and some sesame seeds, some red pepper flakes, and Himalayan salt. So let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, it's so good. That chicken didn't dry out either, which is really nice. course I forgot about the chips. My bad. At least the cheese looks good. I'm gonna wait for the plate to cool off and then I'm gonna put cucumber and celery on here. All right, nobody's touched this dip, so I'm gonna put some next to the cucumbers. All right, we need to make a drink. We still have some of that lime mojito left. I'm gonna just add a bunch of this stuff to it and see if it tastes good. All right. Let's see how this tastes. Okay, it's not bad. It might need a little bit of sugar. I put about a cup of orange juice and 2 of these cans of limoncello and grapefruit, sparkling water in here. Definitely needs a little bit of like simple syrup or sugar. All right, I think I got it. I put a little bit more sugar, a little bit more orange juice, and it tastes pretty good. It's not as good as the mojito drink we made last episode, but this is okay. That's okay, I drink it. I think next we're gonna mix some of this tapioca pudding and do parfaits again. I know I've done this for a couple episodes now, but it's so good and it gets the kids to eat their fruit. If you have a hard time eating bananas, try putting Ready Whip on them. So good. All right, vanilla tapioca pudding, then we have the bananas, and then the Ready Whip. I don't know if these are gonna make it till the kids get home. So then we put the granola on, some strawberries, a little bit more of the pudding, and the whipped cream. Oh my goodness, it's so delicious. Ooh, ooh. Oh my goodness. I ate most of it. All right, guys, this is what we made so far. I kind of want to make cookies and show you my secret recipe. Should we do it? We should do it. I'm not going to make you guys wait. Secret recipe is Mexican vanilla. If you don't have this, run out to mexicanvanilla.com and buy some. I'm not sponsored. I've just been using this for years. I had a woman make me ice cream from scratch, and I was like, why does that taste so amazing? And she's like, it's the Mexican vanilla. Ever since I got it, I started baking with it. My cupcakes, everything just tastes a million times better. There's nothing that compares to it, really. This recipe calls for salted butter. I like to do unsalted and then add Himalayan pink salt. I just think it tastes way better that way. I'm gonna go ahead and beat that. I put about 1/4 of a teaspoon of that salt in there. At the very end of the recipe, I'll taste it, and if it's not salty enough, I'll add more. All right, it's 1 cup of sugar and then 1 cup of light brown sugar, but I just have dark, so it'll have to do. All right, we're gonna put that in and then beat it all together. We're gonna add 2 eggs, crack them into a separate container so you're not getting any shells in the batter. It calls for 2 teaspoons of this, but I just like to dump it in because it's delicious. Once that's all mixed together, you're supposed to put the dry ingredients in a different bowl and mix them up, but you know what? I just like to put the dry ingredients on top of this and then mix it with a fork and then mix it all together. I know, I'm a rebel. 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. If you have Himalayan salt, you can use one of these, or you can just like do it onto the counter and scoop it up. I mean, twist it onto the counter. Anyways, it's all in there. I'm gonna fluff it. Someone's gonna like be screaming at this video. Don't do that. That's okay. This is not a baking competition. This is an at home competition. All right, they're mixing it up. Whoa, shit. Oops. Okay, it went everywhere. Slowly mix it. Slowly. Once that's combined, I don't care what your doctor says, taste it. Go ahead and taste it. We're also gonna add a whole pack of these chocolate chips. So you're supposed to preheat it at 375 before you put them in. It's really good to do this when your significant other isn't around, so they don't eat all of the cookie dough. I'm not sure if you're supposed to grease this or not, so we'll see. You're supposed to put them in for 8 minutes, and then once it gets a little bit golden brown, just a little bit, You take it out and then you let it just sit and cook the rest of the way on the cookie sheet for 2 more minutes. So right around that 10-minute mark. Now they're not gonna look done, but you're looking on the side, and if there's any little bit of browning on the side, like that one, you pull them all out and let them cook on the baking sheet the rest of the time. This is what they look like before they deflate. All right, it's been 2 minutes. I think I'm gonna be able to take them off now and transfer them to a tray. You could do a wire rack. I just don't have one, so I'm gonna put them on the tray. So this is what they look like on top and bottom. They smell amazing. They're nice and crumbly. Oh yeah. Moms, if you have a teenage daughter, this is like the perfect thing to make them for after school if they've had a hard day. Warm cookies and milk. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I think we're on episode 4 of Come Cook With Me So You Don't Eat Out. We made the Japanese dish. We did like a spinach dip and kind of a snacking plate, some fresh cookies, some parfaits, some like concoction drink. We had a couple meals still left, so I wasn't going to go crazy on the meals. More of like the munchy stuff for after school or to take for lunch snacks. Hope you really enjoyed it. This was a good one. This was a goodie. So thanks for joining me today. I'll be back for cash stuffing on Friday and more meals, I think, Sunday. All right, see you then.